We're live here at Limaland Motorsports Park, where the biggest race of the season once again brings in some of the biggest names in NASCAR. We'll talk to Casey Kane in the pit stop update. That's coming up. Your News Now is next. The upgrades on and around Dean White Court haven't really taken away from that vintage feel. They've simply added color. While the buzz and the adrenaline many times is more than enough to get the players through their many stops on the way to Phoenix, the real letdown comes when most of them are reassigned to Portland and grabbing their bag at the jetport. He wasn't talking about the playbook, but an actual video game app to download.
This is the home screen.
Hi Pat, hi Cindy. Yeah, it's amazing. It took them 86 years to win one. In the last 9 years, they've had 3 of these post-World Series championship celebrations. Can you believe it's been 5 months since the Red Sox won their 8th World Series championship over here at Fenway Park? It feels like it was just yesterday. The rain and the gloomy weather is a fitting way for the Patriots to open their 2013 training camp, given all the dark clouds circling around the Aaron Hernandez situation. Pretty much everything and anything that you can imagine that could happen in an open forum like this. People chanting, shouting into the cameras. I can't even imagine what's going on behind me right now. A win tonight for Maine would put them well on their way to becoming just the 4th team in hockey's history in the past 16 years to win an 8-versus-1 matchup. Lee, if you ever wanted to know what $82 million looks like, there you have it on the mound. Sox starter John Lackey in his 4th year with Boston, making a rehab start with the Sea Dogs. 2 of the most common questions brought up throughout the press conference: health and family. The main reasons why Meyer stepped down at Florida. Before he was able to become the 24th Buckeye head coach, it was something he had to clear with his family. Andy, the people behind the scenes here at Dutch Hollow Road work year-round for this event. With weather like this and a guest like I have here, you can certainly understand why. Joined by NASCAR driver Casey Kane. Casey, you were here back in 2007. What was it about Limaland that brought you back? Home field could be huge for the Patriots as they're undefeated right here at Gillette Stadium this season. The Patriots' 2 playoff wins against the Colts also came at home. Reporting from Foxborough, Massachusetts, Csaba Sukosd, News Center. Good evening, everyone. With all the questions surrounding UMaine hockey's head coaching position, today the Black Bears lost the man many outsiders felt had the answers. 9 years ago, the Red Sox fans were ecstatic to simply win their first World Series in 86 years. Now they have a chance to do something they haven't done since that 1918 championship by clinching the World Series back at Fenway Park. The most talked about third stringer in the history of sports is now history with the Patriots. Tim Tebow was released by New England yesterday, lasting less than 3 months with the organization. Running, especially against the clock, comes at a price.
It hurts along the way. I'm usually very out of breath.
For many kids, putting themselves through that kind of pain is often someone else's idea.
My mother was the first one that told me that I should run.
She didn't really like it. I think she even hated it.
In this case, Abby Mitchell would keep with it and actually grow to like it.
It feels incredible afterwards.
I know how hard it was and everything else, but she said it was worth it to her to feel like she was one of the other kids.
That's because for the rest of the day, the senior at Falmouth isn't running with the pack, as she's just one of 30,000 people in the U.S. battling cystic fibrosis.
If I had the same problem, I probably wouldn't get out of bed.
I can't imagine, and I don't even think we realize all that Abby deals with.
There's inhaled antibiotics. There's therapy.
And medications, sometimes a lot of them.
I take probably about 12 medications, but multiple pills or multiple dosages of each.
Then there's her diet.
Apples, beans, watermelon.
Even those health foods are out of her reach, unless she wants to take more insulin due to her CF-related diabetes. All that sacrificing, though, has become second nature to Abby, as she uses each stride to add precious seconds to her life.
It's really easy to quit, and she never did. She kept on going. She used it as a motivation.
It's fun to have successes, but this is the kind of success that's way beyond, wins and losses.
Although for runners, there's no better feeling than beating the clock. In Falmouth, Csaba Sukosd, News Center. When it comes to sports, there's no such thing as a fan being too old or too young.
ever since he was a baby, he started coming to our basketball games.
He's the first 2-year-old I've ever seen that loves to watch basketball.
And he is our #1 fan.
Unfortunately, age also doesn't discriminate when it comes to less cheerful matters.
Everybody was scared. It's horrible news to get, especially when it's someone that's 2 years old.
Little Cody Bean was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, the most common infantile cancer.
He started chemo about a month ago.
It's definitely been tough at times.
Having loved the Lady Vikings since he first laid eyes on them, the Oxford Hills girls gave him a much-needed assist.
That couldn't have been more of a perfect pass.
We felt like as a team, we needed to do something to give back to him.
It started with an expression.
Being strong is kind of the logo and the motto that we've kind of adopted.
Where everyone is carrying a piece of Cody with them.
He's not here in person, but we know that he's in our hearts and that all the girls have him in theirs.
His health may keep him from attending games.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
But that doesn't mean the girls can't bring basketball to him.
Here we go.
Hi, Cody!
We won. We did it for you. Feel better soon.
We love you. Miss you, bud. See you soon.
We're gonna do whatever we need to do, and we're just gonna get rid of it. We're gonna fight it.
In South Paris, Csaba Sukosd, News Center. For some schools, the road takes a little longer until the winds finally change.
It's all I wanted for most of my life.
Everybody's excited, teachers, the community.
Every time I drive to school, you can see the signs up. They just give me chills every time. We've always been preaching family, and at the end of each practice, it's always family.
1, 2, 3, family!
It's been a real thrill to watch this team.
If anyone can appreciate what it takes to get Oak Hill here to Fitzpatrick Stadium for Gold Ball Saturday, it's their former coach and patriarch, Jeff Sturgis, who took the Raiders to their 2 previous state finals back in 1982 and 84.
Relish this week, but don't lose focus.
Tying together those teams and this team are his former players, whose kids are calling and making plays.
Gordon Strout rushed for 1,400 yards and 24 touchdowns for us in '82.
It was a blast. We've kind of talked about it forever.
Donnie Terrian was a free safety for us, started all year.
It takes you back sometimes. He brings it up all the time. I mean, all the time.
And as for some fatherly encouragement
There you go!
and guidance,
Go, and you lead.
Leave it all on the field.
Let's go, let's go.
And give it everything you got, because you may not get back.
This is the most high you'll ever get in life. You don't need drugs or alcohol. This is it. This is the high you want to live off.
imagine the feeling with the gold ball instead. In Wales, Csaba Sukosd, News Center.
When I was growing up, my father, always stressed to me the little things. Don't make excuses for things. Excuses are words of failure. The game is the fun part. Training is the taxing part. So you got to push yourself to the extreme level where your body say, I cannot go there. But it really can. The toughest part is kind of telling yourself, no, finish it right now, even though your legs is tired. There's no way that the game is going to be as hard as I train. If the game is going to be harder, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
There you go, just like that, just like that.
My grandma always tell me, use things as stepping stones. You can use them as a stepping stone to fall down, or you can use them as a stepping block. You want to go hard, so it's game-like. So when you get in the game, you making that move, and it's like second nature. If you're going hard, you're going to make a mistake. You cannot be perfect.
Come on,
Stay focused, stay focused. If I miss 10 shots, stay focused. Plan on making the next one. When you become a pro, it's not about, your athletic ability. It's more about mental. It's a mental game then, because there's so many people that can play the game. So now you got to start outthinking this opponent. I'm trying to focus on the small things so I can take myself to that next level. My body is looking completely better. I feel great, and my confidence is, is out the roof.
The opening night of the high school football playoffs on Friday didn't provide any real upsets or surprises. Saturday wouldn't be so seamless for some of the favorites. We start in South Portland with the number 3 Red Riots hosting the 6th seed Sanford in an A West quarterfinal. SoPo won at Sanford back in week 5. The Spartans come out of the gates. They led the Red Riots 27-8 at the half. Speaking of coming out of the gates, check out Edward Machete getting away from the entire SoPo D. But there's Hayden Owen with the strip just shy of the goal line. The ball would roll around. Sanford falls on it to get the touchdown. They would take a 33-14 lead. Game over, right? Well, South Portland's been here before. Remember that huge comeback at Scarborough a few weeks back? Here's Duncan Preston to Joey Tobias. SoPo down just 33-26 in the 4th. 2 minutes later, Preston to Matthew Stearns. Red Riots down just 1 with 2:30 to play. With a shaky kicking game, having missed 3 extra points already, they go for 2, but it falls incomplete. Sanford survives 33-32, and they'll take on Thornton Academy next week. Good evening, everyone. Maine alums Gustav Nyquist and Jimmy Howard came into their series with the Bruins as centers of attention. But after Detroit's leading goal scorer was held pointless and the Wings starting goalie missed the final 2 games with the flu, both Black Bears will be hibernating until next season. The Yankees-Red Sox saga took another twist on Wednesday with Michael Pine Tar Pineda's substance abuse getting out of control. Vowing he'd never touch the stuff again, Pineda was suspended for 10 games. It's amazing how drastically things can change in a year. This time in 2013, Sox starter Clay Buchholz was the hottest pitcher in baseball, opening the season with 5 straight wins. This year, 5 starts in, Buchholz was still searching for win number 1. Sox riding a season-high 3-game win streak on the road in Toronto. Top 3, Jays pitcher Brendan Morrow with his 4th straight walk. Shane Victorino puts Boston on the board. In 3 pitches, the Sox went from being down 3 to up 2. A.J. Pierzynski with the grand slam, his 2nd homer of the year. Sox on top by a 5-3 score. Will Middlebrooks continued the thumping in the 3rd. Back-to-back jacks. Sox with a 6-run inning. Top 5 now, Grady Sizemore with an RBI double to the gap. Buchholz gets his first win as the Sox hang on 7-6. John Lester will get the start as Boston goes for the series sweep in Toronto tomorrow.